if you're not here with us live, we are doing it live for the first time ever. This is our first attempt at doing Scattered Thoughts live. So if you don't already have notifications turned on, again, turn them on. Because we do stream over here on YouTube. We do some streams on Twitch, but primarily it's on YouTube. And yeah, just catch us out here typically Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, where we do help streams. We do all that kind of good stuff. But again, this is not a promo for the stream. This is just telling you, you could be a part of the live discussion if you come on through stream. But today we're going to be talking about griefing in game. There has, especially late night after work streams, or not even streams, but gaming, where I'm not streaming, I'm not recording, so I also just don't have like a lot of evidence. But something I feel like I've experienced now in Lightfall than I have in the more recent live stream. We're live streaming today, y'all, so this is live. We're doing this together. So let's reorganize. We can do this again. Flaws and all. This is what y'all get. This is Scattered Thoughts. This is what the purpose is. But to restate, I feel like my experience in Lightfall, more than any of the other recent DLCs or seasons, I've experienced a lot more griefing, or what I'd identify as griefing inside the game, than I normally have. Again, griefing is a part of a lot of different, I think it's largely, unfortunately, a part of gaming culture in general, but I think it's just deeply embedded in MMORPG culture because there's such emphasis on teamwork. There's such an emphasis on doing things with other folks that folks sometimes who just are coming in things with a toxic approach see and understand that that's happening, and then unfortunately will grief you in game. Now, again, I did look this up beforehand, and so Webster's and a couple other major dictionaries don't have an official, definition of griefing, but Urban Dictionary, which I think is helpful in this case, take it with as you will, does actually have an explicit definition of griefing, not just grief, but griefing. And so one of the top definitions is griefing is purposely shooting or otherwise sabotaging your teammates in an online game. The second definition being in online gaming where one repeatedly is killing the same individual or individuals over and over again, camping the courses, preventing them from retrieving their res or other items, or otherwise performing actions in a game to prevent the player from enjoying the game. So essentially, yeah, like I think most folks understand what griefing is, but just want to have that definition as kind of level setting. And one of the things that really sticks out to me about that definition, which I think is why it's so hard to kind of name and really like address, especially because Bungie's reporting system feels like it's more focused on cheaters than it is people who are ruining the experience of the game. But when you talk about preventing a player from enjoying the game, I think for me that manifests in a lot of different ways. Recently, during trials, the first week of trials, again, I've said this many times in both my recorded long script videos as well as on stream, as well as in other Scattered Thought episodes. I never sit here and proclaim to be the most cracked out PvP player in Destiny, right? I understand that I'm an average player. I do pretty well. I understand the basis of how to like not die and also like kill the opponent, all those different things, right? And so I never claimed to be like a super like amazing player, but it was so interesting and honestly appalling to be in trials. And on one hand, we talked about it last week in the SBMM part 2 episode or series, where we're talking about how like we just kept getting matched up as someone who was solo queuing trials, kept getting matched up with 3 stacks, matched up with people who already went flawless. It just wasn't a really good balance in games. But also what I found is, especially when I was solo queuing later at night, a lot of times when we wouldn't win the first or second round in a match, I would find that people were like, and again, it started off pretty odd, but like it became a pattern where people would just start to like quote unquote accidentally fall off the edge. I believe this was JAV4. And so JAV4 is primarily an indoors map, right? So like you kind of have to intentionally like fall off the edge of the map, right? We found that people were just rushing out and like trying to like flank or just do moves that just intentionally, like even someone who isn't like a great player can like names like that was, why would you do that? But again, because it will put the team in a bad position. Again, trials, if you don't know, is a 3v3, right? So if someone is intentionally going out making a bad play, exposing your position, or just like going out and dying really quickly, now it's a 3v2 situation. And then again, there's just a lot of ways where that cannot work out. And I found that, you know, the first game it happened, I was just like, oh, okay, that was unfortunate. You know, I wish that Guardian didn't do that. But then to see that pretty consistently, for whatever reason, maybe folks just wanted the game to end early. It impacts my enjoyment of the game if we can't be in a space where we're at least attempting. Like, I know that maybe you don't think I'm the greatest player in the world. I never said I was the greatest player in the world, but being in a space where like people won't even like give it the good old college try, as they say, they won't actually come with an intention and a purpose to actually try and challenge yourself, try and play the game. I think for me was like the other side that I kind of mentioned in the SBMM conversation about like the enjoyment of the game is it's like, if people are playing in a way that is not just like, oh, you're playing in a way that's like not helpful, you're playing in a way that's intentionally harming the team. To me, that's a part of griefing. Another place that I found it out recently is that I was off stream doing helps with both the normal and legend version of the Vexcalibur exotic quest. So for folks who played the Vexcalibur quest, I'm not going to go into all the details, but you know, it's a longer exotic quest, and so it takes time. And so even speed running, like with a group who knows what you're doing, it's still taking at least like 15-20 minutes to get to the boss room. So what happened is that on a number of occasions, we would get to the boss room fairly cleanly, folks would get through it, but then we get to the boss room and then people would just be farming kills in that first level. Again, the boss room has 3 levels, right? But the first level, you would kind of do that initial room, and then that second level where you have the Hydra, the Wyverns, all those other enemies. I saw that on not 1, not 2, but at least 3 different occasions, we would get to that with a random LFG group, and the people would just sit there and farm the encounter. And again, the encounter is based on you input a code, you take down the boss's shield, you do damage, rinse and repeat. But every time me and the other teammate I was with tried to actually input the code correctly, this other third teammate would hit the wrong cube in the sequence, would cause us to fail. When you fail, you have to restart over, and then would just proceed to like be farming kills on different weapons that they were using. And so again, the first time it happens, I was like, this is really unfortunate. Again, I was a fire team leader. I typed in chat. I was like, hey, can you not mess this up? Because at first I thought it was an accident. I was like, hey, your explosive rounds, your arc explosive rounds or arc volt shot actually disrupts the sequence. I thought that was what happened. So I typed that in twice. I was like, hey, can you not do that? Or can you not be so close? We kept trying again. I was like, hey, I don't know if you know, but it's like, if you just take a different position, I think some of your bullets are like accidentally hitting the thing. We tried a couple more times, me and the other teammate who were trying to get the code done. Because again, it's frustrating that it's already a long encounter, it's already a long quest, and then to like be stuck at the phase. Because again, if you mess it up at any of the 3 levels, you have to start from the first level again. So to make it to that second level of the boss encounter and be there, and again, I was trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt the first time it happened, but we definitely there for at least 8 to 10 minutes where I was just like, I was texting in chat because again, they weren't being responsive to voice chat or anything else, because although my voice chat doesn't work, the other teammate, I could hear them saying similar things. It was like, hey fam, can you not, like, you're messing up our run. We're just trying to get through this. Vexcalibur is already long. And to kind of be in that space where it's like, it happened that one time and I was like trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt. But again, ultimately I was a fire team member. I was just like, yo, I'm not going to sit here for like another 10 minutes and have the run ruined when you clearly are not responding to my text chat. You're not responding to the voice chat from the other team member. You're not responding to anyone trying to like, we didn't just like boot you from the fire team. We were trying to reason with you for a solid 8 to 10 minutes, and they ended up being a space where I just removed them for the fire team, and then me and the other player just ended up finishing it as the two of us. And so again, one time is like weird, right? It's like, oh, that's unfortunate. But then like when it happened multiple times after that, it wasn't like back-to-back runs, but it happened multiple times that night. It was just a space of just like, where are we at as a community where one, that's normalized, and people are feel comfortable griefing and both PvP and PvE, but also just being in a space where like, if you wanted to farm go to Shirachi, go to, the preservation mission, go to like these other places where if you really truly wanted to like farm for kills, or like if you really wanted to just get your trials matches over with, honestly, don't throw PvP matches. There's not a really good solution there. But the fact is, it's like, rather than actually try to play the game, challenge yourself, build patience, and also build grace with other people on your team, and actually like afford folks the opportunity to improve, being in a space where, again, I've just felt it more than I felt it during Witch Queen, than I felt it during Shadowkeep. It's been a while since I felt this level of grief. And again, I don't know if others are feeling it. I don't know if it's just because I LFG a lot. And again, because I LFG, I do think I have a pretty significantly different perspective than a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of other folks, because other folks are like, oh, this is like, everything's going well, quality of life is great. And I was just like, actually, no. If you just go into any average LFG to like run a raid, or to like do trials, or to just do something like Defiant Battlegrounds, it's actually pretty rough out there. And griefing just being one of the main things that, to me, in this moment, I don't know, especially over the past week, again, I've been making notes about it, has just not felt really good. And this has really pushed me to like want to have more patience, but also pushing myself to have boundaries, that at the end of the day, that like my time is precious, your time is precious, people come to stream, everybody's time is precious. And for me to not want my time wasted is valid. For me to want to be in a space where like I can actually like have fun and not be gaming with people who are preventing me from having fun, that's valid. I want to play with people who have good vibes, people who are patient, people who are willing to learn and be wrong and grow and lead and all these different things. And again, we're doing that here with the community, building the community here and in our spaces with the Cloud Commune and the things that we're trying to do in our community. And I believe that we are continuing to build towards those things, but it's just unfortunate that the larger community in Destiny, still has these pockets of space where, yeah, it's pretty tough. It's been, on top of the previous week just being a tough week, and the week before that it's been tough in a personal capacity for the past several weeks. But then to come to a space where like I do this to have fun, I do this to connect with people, share experiences, game, learn, grow, as the slogan says. It's always unfortunate when you interact with people who just don't have your best interest or their best interests in mind. So that's where we stop today for this edition of Scattered Thoughts. Again, we are doing this live. I stumbled a little bit more than usual, but appreciate folks for hanging in there. Per usual, would love folks to just write up in the comments. Have you experienced griefing? Is it happening more than normal? Have you had any experiences in general? And also, what do you think are some of the solutions or things that we could be doing as community members to ensure that griefing doesn't happen? I mean, there's always going to be people who mean ill and who don't have folks getting best intentions in mind. But what can we as community members who are trying to do the right thing, just trying to have fun, what can we be doing out there to push that light into the world and be a positive example? Let me know in the comments. Looking forward to hearing from you all soon. And if nothing else, come catch us live on YouTube Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays, where we get to have some fun, have some of these conversations, and get to gaming. Thanks. Looking forward to talking to you all soon. Peace.